bad fish either. Not a great fish, but not bad. It's actually the first fish I've caught on the Jackall Gantia. I always fished on too heavy a rod, so I lost them a lot further out there than I expected. Decent little bass, like a pretty spot. I'll call it a 14-incher. I'm not even gonna measure it. Give her a mark, get it back. Yep. Hopefully I see you again in the next couple of years. Yep. Get another one.
Good luck.
Thanks, have a good one. This spot right here is really good. I normally really like it, mostly when it's lower and I can get out in front of all these trees you see in front of me. I had a really nice day fishing in the rain last fall. Came out here fishing from the bank, just chucking out, and I found this crazy bite. Stayed here for like 4 or 5 hours. 13 bass, all on, not all on swim baits, but most of them on a little 6-inch Dream Smasher, and I think I got 1 or 2 on a Magnum Mauler. Big old 6-inch crawdad. There's one. That's what's up. Stop, stop, stop. Yeah. Look at that. I wish I had a scale. That's about a 4-pound fish. Perfectly hooked. This is why I like coming out in the rain. Some days it's just crazy good. I don't know, maybe I was wrong about this junior swim not being a good jig hook weedless bait rod. So that held perfectly. Oh, look at that mouth. This one's gonna go on the board. She looks like she'll go 18, 19 inches. She, he, whatever it is. And get her to calm down, relax, and get a good picture of her. Talking about how good this spot is. Walk through here a whole lot and don't always get them. Some days just fire. Just short of 19 1/4. Oh, please just stay there. Let me get a good picture of you. Stay, sweetheart. 1 sec. No, 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 no. 1 second. 1 second. Stop, 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 stop. There we go. 1 photo. You're free to go. Right, I'll mark you first. If I caught you before. Yep. Fin right here's Dole. I've caught her before. Probably out of the spot too, who knows. Make sure I keep that spot nice and dull. Hold on, sweetie. All right. A terrible angle for the GoPro, but no, that way. She's got to at least be 4. Now on to my least favorite, but the most important part about fishing jig hook baits, jig hook weedless baits. If you're wondering what a jig hook is, just like a bass jig, big old hook sticking out the top. And that most important thing I'm talking about is checking your line. You see how deep she had it? There's no doubt some teeth touched it. Any nick in your line is a weakness. Any weakness cost you a fish, cost you $100 bait. Hell, even losing a $25 bait like this would suck. It's a $5 hook in there. The way you prevent that is retying. Not leaving your line behind like a jackass. And that line in my mouth tastes like fish. That's funny, just talking to this kid in here, talking about how hard it's been. As soon as he takes off, look what I nail. Now, what wouldn't really shock me, just drop that line for a minute. What wouldn't shock me is if I cast back out there and get another one. Favorite knot for big baits, if you're curious, Palomar. Lube it up, tag end with your teeth and pull it tight. Make sure that tag end's nice and tight, doesn't snap. And then do your main line, pull it slow, give it a good yank. If it doesn't break, you're good. That's the best I've had since the first day I came out fishing this year. Always take home and dispose of all your spare line. So you look like a jackass like a lot of these other people out here. You always take home all your baits too. This is still good to go. Here, who rigs a net? Is a Z-Man. Who's wacky rigged? I'm taking that. We'll use that later on. Another day. Alrighty. Try not to eat it. Alright. Now watch me catch another one. When this spot's on fire, you can almost call your shots. That spot I was talking about right out in front of me, right? That 13 fish day is, 10, 12, 15 feet underwater. These highland reservoirs go up and down every spring. I have the dam over there to the right. I'll close off the outlet, let the lake build up, get nice and high. It's real pretty, real nice fishing when the water gets up in these bushes and whatnot. And go around flipping, pitching, and doing whatever. Chuck swim baits, worms, whatever up into the bushes. There's another one. Damn, this one feels good. See, back-to-back cast. Yep, another good one. What did I tell you? This spot's the shiz. Give me some slack. You can give me a picture, sweetheart? That poor thing, look at that. Help her out. She got a hook, offset worm hook in her mouth. She's all screwed up. You poor thing. That's the best way to get this out. You know what? So I'm glad I carry some dikes. It's not gonna be easy. This is the crazy thing about fishing swim baits. You see that guy in here? He's been struggling. He's probably been here a while. All them fish probably seen his lure. They won't bite it. Throw a big swim bait at them. Sometimes it's a ticket. Sometimes they're in here eating trout or whatever swims up. It could be feeding on bluegill, I don't know. Sometimes they just want to turn up their nose at smaller traditional baits. This one's gonna go 20. 19 3/4. All right, fat mama. Let me get a picture of you. Man, I hate the rain. I hate the rain a lot. I hate fishing in the rain. But you get good days like this, it's all worth it. Especially back-to-back casts. Days like this on a swim bait are just so sick. All right. How much you want to bet I've caught this one before too? She's 4. She might go 5. She's the biggest fish I've caught all year. Best day I've had all year. Top fin's a little dull. That second fin, I always mark that one right there. You can see it. Just give it a little snip. Keep it flat so I catch her again. I know it. You can get as in-depth with marking fish as you want. Some guys, you know, take pictures both sides, both angles. Notice the color pattern, see differences in the tails. But I'm not that into it. So get a better angle of this release. All right, go home, honey. No, wrong way. There she goes. Guess what I get to do today and retie. You won't have to listen to my nasally voice this time because I'm not going to talk about it. I already discussed it. All right, so additional thoughts on this junior swim. I don't like the handle, but so far, so good on catching fish. Oh yeah, you can see right there where that line bends. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but I can see it's nicked up. That needs to be retied. Fish slime all over my phone. All right, maybe I will continue to talk a little bit. Take off a couple inches of line. Get everything that fish's mouth could have touched. Everything that could have got nicked up while you're working her in. Because you see I pulled right on the bank. Could have hit a little branch or something. Gave it a nick. No, I guess it's as much line as I take off on the Palomar knot. Probably be clear, but yeah, better safe than sorry. Especially when it comes to, you know, baits like this that aren't available all the time. If you're interested in this, it's Yunique Baits Gtrout. Follow Yunique Baits on Instagram. I don't know if he's got Facebook. Stay up there. And, yeah, very good at announcing drops. Very supportive of everybody that catches fish on his baits. Always posting pics of what people are catching on his lures. That's rigged on a 10-aught owner beast hook, if you need to know that. Wrap my line up. And here's the crazy thing. I'm gonna make another cast back in there, and don't be shocked if I catch another one. I don't know what it is about these northern strains in the Pacific Northwest, but sometimes the rain just turns them on. They aren't even that far out from the bank too. Probably maybe schooled up around this tree. I don't know if schooled up's the right way to put it, but at least 2 fish out there. Let's see if there's a third. One thing people always talk about swim baits, especially like, you know, those who are uninitiated, is like you hear that splash down in the water, it makes a ton of noise. I tell people, you know, it doesn't sound much different than a bass exploding on a topwater bite, like on a frog or a popper. Doesn't sound too different from an osprey smacking a trout. And if it really bothers you that much, you just overcast. Cast past your target. Make the longest cast you can and bring it back in. When you're doing things right, when you get to the right spot, it doesn't matter. Fish will nail it. Keep seeing bubbles pop up out there. I wonder if there's a fish sitting on a bed or something, or making a bed. I change my angle, cast past that and bring it back. Let's see if we get 3 in a row right here. Yep. 3 in a row. Oh. They just seem to keep getting bigger. Ugh. Please stop jumping. 3 in a row. What did I tell you? Not as big. I almost thought I missed the hook set. Just a really light bite on that one. Calm down. You're gonna go back in the water. I'm not even gonna take a picture of you. You'll be back in quick. Poor cheek. Calm. Get you a quick measurement. Look like an 18. Jacked up 18-inch fish. See it on video. She's 18 and a quarter. He. And yep, caught this one before too. It's like all these little fish are my homies. Coming through here with a bait every once in a while and trick them just to say hi. Now I've got to retie again. A little bit further in the water this time. Yeah, you're going home. Piece of grass out your mouth, you don't eat that crap. All right, let's try something I never done before and go for 4 in a row. That 13 fish day I was talking about last year, I caught 3 fish in a row twice. And then she even unscrewed the bait a little, whatever. No worse for wear. I have to cut this bait apart and redo that centering pin at some point, just because I did a crappy job on it. Kind of swims a little awkwardly, but sometimes that's the ticket. Freaking stoked this is going so well. I've been trying to make a decent YouTube video for months. There's back-to-back catches. Now I'm going to go for back-to-back. My Palomar done up. Always remember to lube your Palomar. Just spit on that sucker. My hands taste like fish. Oh, where'd that line go? There it is. I would just put this video up as raw footage. Just include every minute of footage I got. I have to go back and grab my other memory card at some point. It'll take a whole day to upload all of it to YouTube. 10-15 gigabytes of footage. Check my knots. All right. Now we're 3 fish in a row. Look how jacked up that yunique baits is getting. Look at those bite marks. Sweet Gtrout. Anyway, now I got all these back 3 fish in a row. Just gonna assume they're in here chilling, waiting to ambush. They could be bedding. I have no idea. I don't sit and sight fish for bed fish, but I'd be surprised if I catch them every now and then. I don't find it a particularly ethical thing to do, but the way I fish, it's just bound to happen. You're going to come across beds, and you're going to catch fish that way sometimes. A lot of bubbles popping up out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a ton of fish just sitting on the bottom, doing who knows what. All right, about to where the bites have been coming. And that back to back to back to back eludes me. No complaints though. Try a couple more casts, see what's up. Try some different angles. In case it is just fish sitting on beds. If I could bestow another piece of weedless swim bait fishing technique on you. You see what I'm doing? I'm pointing the rod straight at the lure. Follow the line and the angle of the line in. When I feel that fish bite, I feel it in the reel more so than the rod. And the reason I fish it straight is so as soon as they bite, I can just turn and jack them so they don't have time to inhale it and spit it out. I used to fish these like jigs. Soft plastic worms, rod high in the air, and when you feel that bite, drop the rod tip, reel up and set the hook just like a jig. Well, I found myself losing a lot of fish that way when I first got into this. Fishing a 8-inch Kitech. You know, at the time I was fishing 30 degree, 32 degree water, 20 days in the upper 20s. And then I've never been successful bass fishing like that. And I was happy to be getting bites back then. I think I got like 1 fish that first day when I finally put all this together. But then stumbling through YouTube and all the big bait content I could find, I was watching a video by Manny Chi down in Arizona talking about fishing the battle shad, and he talked about doing this, just pointing your rod tip straight at your bait, just jack them, and it's changed my hook up. Right. All right, welcome back. I changed the battery out. Pretty sure I did miss a bite on that last cast, but cast it out over that fallen tree, got my line around under it, decided probably a good idea to change the battery and get back on it. The last thing I was talking about was Manny Chi and the way I learned how to set hooks on these fish from him. I don't remember where I was going with it. Everything turned into a brain fart, went out the window. That last bite I got, pretty sure it was a bite. Sometimes I'm a little slow, but that's why it helps to point your rod straight at the bait like this. Less opportunity for that fish to spit it out. Nothing. All right, go one more cast and move down to the dam. Some bushes that are water up in them. Parallel that, see how I do. See if we can do a fourth fish from this spot. That'd be pretty cool. More advice when it comes to fishing these soft baits. You see what I'm doing. As soon as I hook up with that fish, the rod bends over. You keep that rod bent. You reel as fast as you can. You don't let on. You see, I just slide them onto the bank. Either do that or you get them into the net. You give them any room whatsoever, any slack. They can shake and spit it. They can go to the shore and shake their head. And they use the weight of the lure to fling the lure out of their mouth. Like, they don't do it intentionally. It's just how it works. Learned that from watching Tactical Bass, on another great channel for big swim baits or any style of fishing, really. All right, time to move on. I'll catch you at the next spot. GoPro, stop recording. Switch up to the Gtrout. One more spot I can access after this, and then I'm going home. Do some chores, get ready to watch Colorado Avalanche. Beat up on the Edmonton Oilers in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. I might re-stop by another spot or two on the other side of the bank, but kind of doubt it. Now the rain stopped, a lot more people showing up. Let's do some damage on the Gtrout. Love to stop by the spillway again, but I already see people stacked up over there. Obviously, it's a decent spot. Best spot I've hit today, obviously. My back's starting to hurt. Hate getting old. God, I almost missed it. Oh, you don't want him to jump like that. Ooh. Stop, you're hurting yourself. That's a nice size fish. Not quite as big as the biggest ones I caught today, but she's not bad either. And never caught her before. Maybe it's just a kind of chubby male. I feel like I almost missed that bite too. It sucks not having a net. I don't like swinging the fish on the bank like that, but if I don't do that, like, it just doesn't take much for him to be able to throw your bait. Probably 17. Don't need a picture of this one. Give her a good old, give it a good old release. Hold on, buddy. There he goes. 4 fish on the Gtrout. Best day I've had all year. Like I said, I hate the rain. I hate crappy weather like this, but sometimes the fishing, it's just too good not to go out and try. Retime, make another cast. GoPro, stop recording.